Thierry DE MONTBRIAL, you have just presided over what I think was a very good conference, the sixth so far. What do you think has made this conference, this year's, different from previous conferences?
Well, I don't know if I would say different, I would say better, and I hope that the seventh will be even better than the sixth. But to answer more precisely your question, I think that the quality of speakers and participants was even higher than before. We had a new blood also from the five continents. I think we have worked hard to organize more sessions which were more focused, which I think is very helpful. For instance, we had a cyber space session which went extremely well. This afternoon, I think we had an interesting and relatively original session on the politics and religions. And
religions with indeed an S.
Religions with an S, absolutely, and I think that was a very interesting one, and so forth and so on. So I mean the choice of the topics, the fact that they were more focused. Also, I think that my bet, which is to make of this conference something which is closer to a club, I think that that bet seems to work. No, and that is there is a core number of people who know each other. They are happy to meet again, and the newcomers are welcome. And also the location. I think that when you spend 2.5 days in a hotel, the fact that the hotel is open to the sea with a splendid view and all these things contribute also to the climate of the debates. So these are some of the reasons I could mention.
Any disappointments?
Well, of course, the fact that Mr. Zarif couldn't come was, in a sense, a disappointment. But on the whole, I think it did not fundamentally spoil the meeting. I think that well, that was the only. He was the only missing, if I can say so. Because there were so many personalities that to have just one missing, you know, is quite remarkable. And also, I think talking in particular to some quite professional American journalists, I think that the Iranian ambassador to Paris and Monaco, who was here to replace him, did a relatively good job. I mean, from the viewpoint, that his contribution was significant. So, and also, you know, talking about it's not disappointment, on the contrary, but I think that this morning, for instance, we had very interesting discussion in the Middle East with the Prince Faisal and Turkey Al Faisal, and also with Itamar Rabinovich. And you know, it went quite far because we had at the moment the impression that Turkey Al Faisal and the Israeli were almost kissing each other. And, so exactly. So we almost made the peace Israeli. Well, Israeli, Saudi, which is in itself is, but. Of course, we know also that there is something of an alliance against Iran. So, but anyway, that was quite interesting and positive.
And any surprises?
No.
Now, if you look at last question, if you look at the, I mean, you know, the purpose of this conference is to look at the world as a whole, and you've covered it's to look at the world almost as a whole, and in all aspects. The past 12 months. You've seen the situation in Syria worsening. You've seen progress of a kind, at least, on the Iran nuclear solution. How do you see the world changing in terms of the American position, the European position, the Asian position? If you can sum that up in a sentence, it would be marvelous.
Well, two things. I mean, to answer this question, I think that what is lacking is leadership. That's clearly the great gap. But there is a chance that these processes with Iran and with Israeli-Palestinian, there is a serious chance to succeed, but it could also fail. Second point I want to make about the WPC, the World Policy Conference, is that everyone who is here play the rules of the game. That is, they are interesting to contribute positively to analyzing and the situations. And even though that it is an on-the-record meeting, I think that most people spoke. It was not, as we say in French, the langue de bois.
Yeah, it wasn't the langue de bois.
It wasn't. I don't know how to translate langue de bois.
Nor do I. It's a wonderful expression. The conventional
language. Yes.
When you try to avoid being
exactly.
precise.
So on the whole, I found that people were trying to speak genuinely.
Yes.
And that's quite important, I think, for that meeting.
Well, on that very good note, I want to thank you again for a very good conference.
Thank you.
And I think we all look forward to the 7th conference. Thierry DE MONTBRIAL, thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.